This is a 1953 Chevrolet 3100. It's a 5-window truck, and man, I can't tell you how much I love this thing. It is so friggin' cool. We'll take it for a quick drive. I've got nobody driving with me. This is an original. This is a true barn find. 3 on the tree. And let me show you this. We did, of course, the starter pedals not disengaged because we got a regular key in it. Touch the key. This thing is awesome. Engine's been rebuilt, and I'm going to drive it with holding the camera, which hopefully will be a testimony to how well it drives. Here we go. This is a real barn find. Cruises down the road straight. I got one finger on the steering wheel. I just want to show you. I like to kind of show you if it wanders or any at all. This thing has got like almost no wander on it, which is very unusual. But I'll tell you why in a minute. It's got 62,000 original miles on it. This is a real barn find, parked years ago. I'm not steering there with my knee, by the way. Some people going like, ah, he's steering it with his knee. It's not possible. Master cylinder's been replaced. Front brakes working, back brakes and the emergency brakes are not working properly. The back brakes still need to be done. Believe it or not, the gauges work. Now I'm not sure about the fuel gauge. I think the sending unit needs to be replaced, but the temp gauge works, the oil pressure gauge works. If you see when I turn it on, the battery gauge, watch the battery gauge. Here we go. Oil pressure. Speedometer's not working. This truck runs amazing. Of course, now almost $3,000 are spent getting it back on the road. Let me open up the hood here. Once you hear the exhaust, put it in gear. I find the value in this truck as is. I love this thing. It's just freaking awesome. Everybody's looking for something different. We'll go through it real quick. It's been switched over to a 12-volt system. New alternator. It's got a brand new interstate battery. Hood springs work great. Hood opens and closes like it easily. All the glass in this truck is good. Now, I don't know how many thousands of dollars you'd have to pay to paint this thing to make it look like this. And I've seen guys at the car shows that have painted, kind of try to paint to make it look like this and have a totally rust-free truck. And then I see the other guys at the car shows who've got an actual truck like this, which is really rusty. Not, when I say really rusty, I mean real rust. This is not a really rusty truck. I don't think I would call this truck a rust bucket, but it does have some rust on it. I think there's a value in that. That's me. I would, if I had the choice, which I don't, but if I ever had the choice of where a vehicle like this would go, I would love to see this truck go to someone who won't do anything to it except for fix the brakes and maybe fix a couple of little things, make the windows work good and all that, and leave it alone, because this thing has got an unbelievable patina on it that you can't buy. I mean, it's freaking awesome. The body's straight. It's just, I love this thing. You go into like an Old Navy or like an Abercrombie and stuff, and you see an old truck just like this parked in the shop. This is an old movie truck. This would be a great movie set truck for somebody to use. I know there's a lot of movie filming going on in the Atlanta area. This would be a great farm truck. I would love, my wife and I talked about just keeping this truck and not putting it up for sale. It's got a huge value, the fact that it's a 5-window. All the glass in the 5-window is really great. I would love to keep this thing as a shop truck, do a faded logo on the side for my shop, and call it a day. I would not paint this truck. So anyways, I know I said it 1,000 times. Glass, perfect shape. It's older glass, older weather stripping. I mean, the whole point of this truck to me is all about the patina. It's all about the fact that this is a real barn find. It hasn't been restored. Nobody's done anything to it except for mechanically the engine's been redone, the transmission's been gone through, it's got the master cylinder's been good now, so it's ready to drive, although the back brakes still need to be have new lines to run to them and dialed in. I will say that. Door panels, a little bit of rust on the bottom, a little hole there. Got a small rust hole there. I mean, you know, if you want to think about fixing it, you know, the thing that's cool is I think the rust that's on it mostly is pretty easily patchable. Got a little bit of rust here in the normal spots. Same over there. I think you used to have carpet glued down in it. It's been pulled out a long time ago. I took some pictures, and I'll climb under there in a minute. I took some pictures of the floor pans, and aside from these 2 big rust spots in the front, there's no rust underneath that seat and everything. This dashboard looks awesome. I mean, I just can't help but go on and on about how cool this old truck is, like it is. Of course, I would try and find an old radio and put it back in, original style. It's got a brand new seat cover, tweed, looks very nice. Now the side windows are missing and need to be replaced. On the driver's side, doors open and close well. Original mirror. Years ago, I'm sure some old man maybe he was a young man at the time, put those lights on the top of the fenders. This piece of glass is missing here. Windows need to be hooked back up. There's that other rust spot I was talking about. New seat cover. A little bit of rust in the bottom of the door there. Back of the cab corners are actually very good shape, original on both sides. And actually the rust in this truck is in the front of the cab. Got a little rust hole there, and then you've got one on the other side. I'll walk around and show. Same spot on the other side. Back cab corner, original. A little surface rust there, but no holes popping through. Although it looks like there's a little bit of maybe some Bondo that somebody just did a little fill in there. So not rusted all the way. Let's see, a little bit of rust right here in the front. I mean, this thing, like I said, the value to me in it is a rat rod. Although, if you want to restore this thing, you know, it's totally restorable. That's the cool thing. I mean, the body panels are straight. The hood is straight and rust-free. The grill is in fantastic shape. Bumpers, original, in good shape. No major dents or anything in the car. There is one scratch right there. That is a little bit dented in. It's right there. It's got a tiny indentation and then a scratch. Obviously very old. The majority of the doors are smooth and straight. The top is smooth and straight. The bed is actually pretty straight. It's got a good amount of surface rust on the exterior, but not holes rusted all the way through. Tailgate, surface rust. Spare tire holder, still intact. Like I said, doors in great shape. Body panel. I mean, the cool thing about this is nobody's done shoddy, crappy body work on this thing. It's like it is. I mean, this thing was parked years ago. The guy we got it from the original owner. This is basically a 2-owner truck. And honestly, the guy that I got it from the original owner, pulled it out of the barn, rebuilt the engine, did the master cylinder, went through and made sure the transmission and everything was shifting out good. And then we went and got it. Called me up and said, come and get it. So he's got another one that he's working on, and he's putting all of his money in that one. Inner fender wells, So this is in essence practically a one-owner truck because it's never been driven by but one person. The guy we got it from didn't drive it much. Maybe he drove it he said he only put a few miles on it after putting the engine in it. Step-ups. Technically not a one-owner by paperwork's sake, but really only driven by one person. Frame rails, floor pans. Driver side rear fender well. Back of the truck. Those are the old original slats. Gosh, I love this truck. You can't buy them like this. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you how you can buy them all day long is you can buy them with some crappy restoration some guy did, and he wants a bunch of money for it, and it still needs to be restored the right way. This thing, I'll go on and on about it, how much I love it. Like I said, it's got a brand new interstate battery, still got the plastic on it. Frame rails, a little bit of surface rust, but the frame is in great shape on this truck. Even the original battery box, I mean, it's not all rusted out. It's got surface rust and dirt on it, but usually the original battery boxes in these things are gone. Oh, like I said too a second ago, this is the back of the floor pans right here. We'll show you. I'll show you. There's surface rust, but no holes or anything. So the only holes in the floor pans are those front pieces. Well, there you have it. 5-window truck, all the glass in good shape. I love them like this. So many cool things you could do with this truck. To me, I would do as little as possible. I will probably fix those windows, the driver's side, passenger side window, roll them up, down, good. Get the brakes dialed in, find a spare tire to put on the side, and just drive this thing. And don't do anything else ever except enjoy it. Give it to your grandkids when you die. This truck is friggin' cool.